Hi to everyone. This video is about the commercial war between United States and China. This video is for international trade management class. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Jairo Reyes. I am in next semester of marketing and international business at the Universidad Sergio Arboleda. So the first thing I would like to do is define what is a trade war. So a trade war occurs when a country decides to impose tariffs or the importation on another kind of tariff barrier to a product or a specific group of products to protect and develop the national industry. These kind of things are called protectionism. So the word takes power when a country that is most affected by the measures respond with actions in retaliation. It is quite similar for the Taylor's law, that is eye for eye and tooth for tooth. So this is ranging for the total or partial closure for the main products exported by the first country, which are usually the most imported by the second, even subsidies in specific sectors of the economy. These trade barriers are usually very unproductive and more expensive than the antonym. An antonym of this could be called free trade, I think. So these barriers cause to the other unequal or worse damage that the first countries can causing to you. Hence, a global deficit of the U.S. balance was the main reason that led the actual president of the United States, that most of you know is Donald Trump, to take some of the measures protectionist capable to unleashing trade war with some of the main partners of United States, that including China. I want to talk about the main exported products by United States that are defined by petroleum, vehicle parts, vehicles as a whole, the economy, the sector of the economy, integrated circuits, and medicines. But at the same time, vehicles, crude oil, computers, and broadcasting equipment are among the main products imported. So likewise, to determine why China is the most affected country by these measures, first we have to see how the trade balance in the United States with this country in the last 7 years, more or less. So more or less in these years, the most striking fact is that China has a participation of average 46.0% in the last 7 years in a total of deficit of the United States. And this is because China has an impact of 21% of imports of total of United States, but only 7.9% of total exports, resulting in a trade deficit for the United States of more or less $2 billion or $2 billion. Right. The main products traded between China and the United States are soybeans, airplanes, helicopters or spaceships, vehicles, computers, and broadcasting equipment and telephones. So listen to this. With the argument that China affects the national security, and fulfilling the measure that Donald Trump said, that I will protect only the US jobs by technology. I will protect not only US jobs but by technology and innovation. President Donald Trump established a 25% of tariff on steel and 10% of tariff on aluminum, which results in tariffs on the import of 1,300 of Chinese products worth more or less $50,000 million. Plus, Trump believes that one of the main reasons for trade deficit that exists with China, that remember that China has the most important part of this deficit, is due to the depth of technology, which accuses the Asian giant producing a tremendous depth on intellectual property. hundreds of billions of dollars every year. Mm, then also the first US president, after accusing companies of the country to make copies of American ideas and products to sell back a lower price or reduce the entry of US products to the Chinese market. So Donald Trump says that China is copying their products and making quite cheaper than US products and putting in their own market and making it a lower price. So it will affect obviously all the economy in the United States. But by this some way, China responds with a retaliation that is importing tariffs of 15% to 120 important items. So such fruits, so eating items on pork or fruits that are suggested tariffs to 1 to 25%, worth about more or less $3 billion. So this is because the measures of the taken by the first United States could produce large losses for China in steel and plastic and other materials. That obviously these country exports. So it should seek that the way balance to this deficit respond to the protectionism path that the United States had decided to take. So on the other hand, it is important to highlight those affected by this confrontation of protection of interests that are rising between the United States of America and the Democratic Republic of China. The import quotas and other protectionist measures index directly in the decrease of prices of the products to which these were applied measures. Therefore, consumers will have to pay more to obtain the product or the service. The consumer is the more affected because they have to pay larger prices, higher prices for the same product or the same service, right? But more specifically, agricultural products such soybeans, corn, cotton, and tobacco will be impacted by the tariffs imposed by China, as well as meats, chemicals, and plastics at the sectors such aerospace and manufacturing. By the contrary, Latin American countries such Brazil and Argentina can benefit greatly by the dispute become this commercial war will become more competitive in Latin America by grabbing the attention that the giant Asian in the search on other soy producing partners by the fact that 10% of the Brazil's total exports are made up of soybeans and 74% of these soybeans are exported to China. For familiarity, Mexican pork could show a substantial increase in exports to the Asian giant. So this is a kind of resume of what is commercial war. So I would like to I don't know what to say. So thank you for watch this video, and so let